Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd love to do today is take you through a book, and the book that I've selected for this episode is entitled How Emotions Are Made. And this book was published on the 7th of March 2017, and the author is named Lisa Barrett. Lisa is a psychologist and presents a groundbreaking theory of emotions that challenges traditional views. Rather than seeing emotions as universal and biologically hardwired responses, Barrett argues that emotions are constructed by our brains based on individual experiences, cultural context, and social interactions. So let's see where this book takes us. But you must admit, just from the heading alone, this book appears to be a very interesting read. So the first lesson to come from this author is that emotions are constructed, not instinctual. Barrett posits that emotions are not innate responses to stimuli, but rather constructed experiences shaped by our past experiences and cultural backgrounds. Each person creates their own emotional responses based on their unique own history. The author goes on to talk about this in a little bit more detail and offers us a concept of affective realism. The author introduces the idea of affective realism, which suggests that our emotions influence our perceptions and interpretations of what we say and what we experience as reality. How we feel can shape how we view the world, impacting our thoughts and our behaviours. So once again, some powerful information here, where the author is saying that how you feel makes an impact, as well as your cultural background. We look at the role of the brain, and Barrett explains that the brain plays a crucial role in constructing emotions. It uses our past experiences and learned concepts to predict what to feel in a given situation, relying on these predictions to guide our emotional responses. The author talks about the importance of context. The book emphasizes the significance of context in shaping emotional experiences. The same situation can evoke different emotions in different people, depending on their background, depending on their beliefs, and depending on the social context surrounding the particular event. So it's interesting to note that you can get 100 people to go to a particular event, but they may all have a different experience based on their backgrounds, beliefs, and the social context surrounding the event according to them. So we look at cultural influences on emotions, and Barrett highlights how culture shapes emotional experiences and expressions. Different cultures have very different emotional norms and concepts influencing how people understand and express their feelings. And I can attest to this, being of Greek heritage, born in Australia. And I know that there are different ways that I can feel about things, and it all depends on the mix of my cultural background, my family influence, my education, the people I socialise with, and the meanings that I have put on things in the past, as well as the meanings that I've inherited from my parents, my uncles, my aunts, my school friends, my teachers, and everybody else. The author goes on to talk about the importance of language, and Barrett argues that language plays a vital role in constructing emotions. The words we use to describe our feelings can shape our emotional experiences, and having a rich emotional vocabulary can enhance our ability to understand and regulate our emotions. Really powerful to think that the richness of one's vocabulary can have an impact in terms of how they experience life. The author here talks about the importance and the power of emotional regulation as a skill. The author emphasises that emotional regulation is a skill that can be developed. By understanding how emotions are constructed, individuals can learn to manage their emotional responses more effectively and cultivate healthier emotional habits, so we can manufacture our emotions. So powerful once again just to understand that you can spend the same effort to manufacture a positive emotion as what you can do to manufacture a negative one. So it makes sense to spend more time trying to manufacture the good ones. The author talks about the misconceptions of emotions and addresses common misconceptions about emotions, such as the idea that emotions are automatic and uncontrollable. She encourages readers to recognise that emotions can be influenced by conscious thought and decision making. And we also look at the interconnection of emotions and physiology, with the book discussing the relationship between emotions and physical responses. Barrett explains that emotions are not solely felt in the mind, they also manifest in the body, and understanding the connection between mind and body and soul can enhance one's emotional awareness. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to chatting to you again sometime soon.